Following is a Sketch Media production.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Pete Podcast. I'm your host, Pete. Marn, we're here. Big week in music.
Another big week in music.
Another big week in our genre of music. Big week.
Big week for Xers.
Big week for Xers. Let's start with the blessed news. Dave Grohl's a papa again.
Congrats, Dave.
Congrats, Dave. Well, good for you, pal. Like, I guess it's not quite what your wife was hoping for, or your family. But, hey, who am I to judge? No one's the judge.
Rock's nicest guy is a dad again.
Rock's nice. Yeah, it's not like thank God he wasn't beating people or doing horrible things.
No,
he was populating the earth. Elon's happy with him. It's all good. It just comes out. What bothers
Elon
me.
and Nick Cannon both are like, yeah.
It falls under the don't ever meet your heroes. Because the problem with this isn't like, well, stuff happens and blah, blah, blah. It's when you start leading back to, oof, apparently he's like a serial kind of.
When I heard the news, I was just like, oh, rock star cheats on his wife. Groundbreaking.
Yeah, it's happened all the time.
Groundbreaking.
Oh, and there's a love child. That's my favorite, love child.
I mean, it happens all the time.
Happens all the time, but it's when you
start
start
new news.
To dig back and you start to go,
Well, what it really speaks to is celebrity worship and how we create these images of what we think people that we do not know, have never met, are not a part of their lives on the day-to-day, what we think they're like. It's like, we don't freaking know.
We don't know.
And we do it all the time. And like, this is just another example. Like, people are like, oh, love is dead. I can't believe that. It's just like, what? You didn't know him. He's a famous rock star.
He's a dude.
Like, do you know what happened? Like, goes on the road with rock stars. Like, this is not
a shocker.
This is not a shocker.
For this, and it's not a shocker. I don't think it's a shocker, period, anymore.
No.
Like, what was that? What's that show that I love with the guy that screams at people they own shitty restaurants and bars? Bar Rescue.
Taffer.
I love Taffer. Taffer. I would fucking lose my shit if Taffer could come on the show. It would be unbelievable.
If he does a bar rescue in Atlanta
anytime
soon.
God. Oh my God. I'm calling out Taffer. Taffer, I'm calling you out now. Please come be on our show. But I saw an episode where a bar fell apart because the guy was like had an affair with someone, then had like a love child. And here's the best. The guy was such a bum that his ex-wife ended up raising
the love child
as her own. Let's make this woman a saint.
Seriously.
And she still had the know-it-all to call Taffa and say,
to rescue them.
Please help rescue this fucking bar. I can't do anything else. The funny part to me is when you start reading back as to, boy, why did Pat Smear leave the band? Like, it was always odd to me, right? You start to see it, and it's like, man, this guy's like, he's putting the shit before his friendships. Like, he's at his band.
Yeah, I saw some comments on Twitter about that. Like,
saying, and I don't, but like, you start putting two and two, like, why would Pat Smear leave such a great, like, why? Like, and start going down that rabbit hole.
He was friends with the first wife or something. That's what I saw on Twitter.
Her first wife. Well, her first wife was like a photographer, so of course, like, she was in their circles,
right?
So yeah, and he cheated on her with the Veruca Salt girl.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever her name was.
I can't remember.
Which he apparently wrote Everlong about.
She might have sang on it too.
Yeah, apparently the rumor is she's singing backing vocals somewhere.
But he cheated on her with Winona Ryder, right? That's what I.
Which
That's what I saw on Twitter.
Could all be a gigantic like push for Beetlejuice too.
Great publicity.
Just saying, this could be a Beetlejuice 2-esque marketing ploy.
Stunt.
Got another confession to make. Then you hear Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Are you crazy? Releasing that fucking guy in here? What are you, nuts? Who knows? But apparently, do a little bit of that down that rabbit hole.
Yeah,
it's a little odd there. So that's thanks, pal. Thanks, Dave, because we didn't know what the fuck we were going to shoot about this week. Thank you very, very much. Which leads us into
number 2, Oasis. Oasis, that's been big news. Like, past couple of weeks. So that wasn't this week, but yeah,
crashed.
Crash
Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster had to go to use the surge pricing model, right? So
they had to. They had to. They were just forced into that.
So
Oh,
You know,
oh God, hit the surge pricing button. It's getting out of control. Engage, fuck clients, and fuck audience more. Like red lights start going off and people start shooting money out of their fucking offices. It's great. Surge pricing. Fuck you. Jesus Christ.
Anywho, so they use surge pricing, and I saw that tickets for the Wembley show now are selling for like £5,000 a piece. It's insane.
To see the mock Beatles.
The Beatles?
The Beatles. Fucking those guys.
The Beatles? The faux Beatles?
Well, I think we can wrap our two stories together because they kind of go in, because no one beat the shit out of each other on stage better than Oasis. Like, they hated.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, it was like true brother angst of just antagonizing each other and fucking, like, they didn't hide that disdain at all for each other.
No.
It was pretty incredible.
No,
like back
like
in the
that,
day to watch those boys.
When they announced that the tour was happening again, like some of that like spawned a bunch of internet memes that were great about how like, you know, they announced the tour is happening and then they've broken up before like the tickets even go on sale.
It wouldn't
that.
shock me.
They break up while you're waiting in the Ticketmaster
Wouldn't shock
queue.
me. Wouldn't shock me at all.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I could see it happening, but it was like, so far so good. So far it just seems like, you know, complete disgusting.
Tickets are out of control.
Whoring.
Tickets are out of control.
Yeah, watch this. Want to see something great, guys? Watch this. Pay $7,000 for a ticket at Wembley, and while you're sitting there and the show's on, look around and notice all the holes. Notice all the holes that are just sitting there that they're like, then all of a sudden they'll start to bring people down from this people that paid like, I don't know, maybe $700 a ticket, and they'll start to fill those. Watch that. It's not really sold out. Bullshit artists. So just know that. Sit tight. You could find tickets cheaper. Just literally walk up there. Some dude will be bailing these fucking things. Sit there. Seriously. Or buy the cheapest, and there's a good chance if you sit in the proper section, they'll just be like, hey, why don't you guys all come down and sit down here? Because the secret here is the artist doesn't want to see holes. They don't want to look out. It hurts their little egos. They don't want to look out and see people like little pockets of people that's not filled with these expensive tickets. So what they'll start to do is bring people from the upper echelons down to fill those holes, which makes you feel like a real fucking winner when you bought those expensive tickets. Play the odds, guys. Fill the shit. Don't be the person that jumps on the goddamn ticket. Trust me. They'll always. My buddy of mine, a dude I knew once told me a secret about parking garages. He said, if they put up a cone, go through it. I'm like, dude, it's closed. There's always a spot open. Someone's always leaving. Use that mentality. I'm telling you, don't bite on it. That's pizza now. I might get taken out for this. Don't bite on it. Don't do it. Don't let them win.
Yeah.
Don't let them win.
No.
You're paying $7,000 to see art.
It's insane.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
All right, but with that said,
and they'll probably break up before the show happens anyway.
But you know, someone that actually got into the first show, they actually made it through a couple before they decided to break up. Yeah. Let's talk Jane's addiction. Which one? What is their addiction? Apparently, they've all a lot. Anybody seen this fucking shit?
Okay, so to be clear, they haven't broken up yet. But they did get into it on stage Friday night. So some shit went down.
First of all, I've never seen a more, to Dave Navarro's point, that guy hits like a bozo. It was more like a shoulder throw, like,
well, let's be clear. He was not sober.
No. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, he might have been, but it didn't look it to me.
He was not sober.
He didn't look sober to me.
You know, I dug into it on Twitter. I watched a lot of videos that people posted that were there at the show in Boston. And just account after account after account of he was drinking out of a bottle of wine the entire night.
They say he drank.
There was an account that said like they'd seen him drink up to 3 bottles of wine a show or something like that. Like they'd seen multiple shows like on this tour.
9, 10, 12 songs, guys. 3 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
Do the math.
Yeah. But he did hit like a bozo.
I hit like a bozo. Even Dave Navarro, the best part is he hits him and he still finishes his solo. And he's like, fuck was that?
I know. And so Perry's wife standing up for her man, I guess, said that he was upset about the sound, and he said that the band sound was too loud, and so
They sounded sick. I heard that.
the band sounded
Sounded
fantastic.
great.
That was the other thing that I saw, like looking through the accounts on Twitter of people that were there. Everyone was saying the band sounded incredible, but that Perry was a hot mess. So
Look like an old man up there.
There
He's
you
just
have
like
it.
old. Like they're all about the same age. Navarro still looks great. Stephen Perkins is one of my favorite drummers. The guy's sickly good. Super. What's the word when they that guy gets no credit?
underrated.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Eric Avery, incredible bass player. Metallica auditioned him to fill
Yeah.
in for Newstead. Like when these guys are top notch dudes, and they've
Yeah.
all played in like one. Navarro got to play with Chili Peppers.
Oh yeah, he's on the Chili Pepper farm. The Chili
He
Pepper
is. He
guitarist
was One Hot
farm.
Minute. He's a guitarist on One Hot Minute.
Yeah.
Was not a good album.
Yeah, not
But
my
hey,
favorite.
I'm just saying, you see a lot, and then you see fucking Farrell just kind of being Perry, just kind of just that. I
No,
think
it's
he's
clear.
always been the rub, that fucking guy.
It's clear what the problem is. It was clear Friday night to everyone that was there, based on what I
Yeah.
read on Twitter about it. It's clear there's the problems. Perry's a drunk. Case closed. Boom.
You ready? Poof, and there it is. You see, it's gonna go. And we might.
Perry's a drunk.
It didn't
That's
look
it.
good. It didn't look. It wasn't a good look, Perry.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
I would have.
yeah.
That's one if I'd put up there and be like, man, if I wanted to actually do something, and they were coming and somebody gave me tickets, and I was
I
like,
would
that's how
go.
bad I am now. That's how bad. You have to give me shit. I'm like, I'd go see them. I would have
I
gone.
would, yeah.
It sounded great. Like
They sounded good.
All hell broke loose during Mountain Song, and that shit sounded. It sounded just like it to me. It sounded fun, and over a camcorder or a phone.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna get good,
Camcorder.
I'm an old fuck. I'm an old fuck with a camcorder.
Phone.
If
On
you're
a
gonna get
phone.
phone audio that good from a show,
Yeah, no, they
that
sounded
means the
great.
audio there must have been incredible. And also, I can hear Perry doing his squealing ass, shitty fucking vocals perfectly. So I don't know what the fuck monitor mix you had, pal. But also, here's another little secret, so everybody that reads this out there. Most bands now play with stages that are so quiet because the majority of their amps are either run understage or they're running through amp modeling systems. So a lot of time, all you hear is the drum. So when you hear Perry saying, man, the band was too loud on stage, fuck you, Perry. You have in-ear monitors. You fucking know this. He could hear just perfectly. He could also look over at a man that's probably dedicated just to Perry and go, which means put my vocals up in my monitors a little higher.
Well, not if he's 2 bottles of wine in.
If he's 2 bottles of wine in, he's probably sitting there yelling, and fuck, the
Right.
lights are going up and down,
Right.
the people's going,
Right.
I'm just saying, it wasn't a technical issue. It was not an onstage band sound issue. It was not a mix issue. It was a Perry issue.
Yeah.
Period.
100%.
I just want to let everybody know there's the secrets behind. Anything he's saying is a load of shit.
Yeah. 100%.
Get your shit together. Make your millions and millions. Hold your shit together enough to give the goddamn people a good show that they paid.
Yeah.
And that's why, hey, frankly, man, if I were Avery, Navarro, or Perkins, I would have been furious too. Going, man, we look like banana heads.
Yeah, because they sounded great.
Like, this isn't Kiss where Peter fucking Chris fell off. And they're like, yeah, it's Peter Chris. We can get another drummer. Like, this is like you gotta hold it together, man. Like, how does that reflect on you? That's why bands hate each other. Because there's always a bunch of dudes that pull like the weight, and then there's one schmo. There is. There's always like one or two schmoes, and you're just like, fucking guy. Perry got the schmo card. Perry pulled said schmo card.
Perry the drunk schmo.
The drunk schmo. And he hits like a goon, apparently. Not a goon, a goof.
Bozo.
Yeah, it was a real bad hit. It was one of those ones where like these dudes try to look hard, but it's just kind of like two jean jackets bumping against each other. It makes like that.
So they have not. So they haven't officially broken up yet, but they did cancel the next show, which was supposed to be tonight.
Yeah, he's in a drunk tank somewhere.
Yeah.
They're like, they're like pouring coffee down him. He's like, oh. Jane says, no, he just says nothing. You say nothing. You get sober.
Big week
Big
in
week in music.
Gen X music.
Big week in Gen X music. That's about all we got for you guys today.
Yeah.
We just wanted to bag on some old people that are more successful than we are.
Yeah, pretty much. We just wanted to be big old haters.
Big old haters. That's it. We just wanted to be big old haters. You know, and shit happens. Dave, I wish you the best.
Well, no. Also, let's there's some advice here, right? Like, don't meet your heroes. Don't put these people on
Don't meet your
pedestals.
heroes.
Like, they're not gods.
There are a few out there that are wonderful, cool people. And then you have Don Henley. All right, on that note, we're out. Hey, listen, we just don't do this for fun. We actually rent out our studio. If you yourself have a podcast or an idea you're working on, give us a call. Check us out at
And you're in Atlanta.
And you're in Atlanta. Check us out at scoochmedia.com. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you soon. As always, like, subscribe, share, comment. It's our favorite. This is the Pete Podcast. We will see you soon.